And plane. Look at the camera. Yeah, your eyes look good, and then focus. We got a special celebration episode of Weekend Warrior Creative Lab today. We did an experiment a couple weeks ago. My brother's 50th birthday.
50.
And we wanted to really celebrate him. And my wife had a great idea. Volunteered Matt in the lab space for it, but the idea was to get his old band back together and have them do just like an impromptu jam. They hadn't even been together in like 20 years, and
yeah, I didn't realize
that. I know.
I mean, I knew it had been a long time, but since they played, but you forget these things. And then when I think Stuart said to me, we haven't played together in 20 something. I think it was 21 years. They literally had not gotten together and played together, and
some of them hadn't even seen each other. I mean,
right?
Facebooked or whatever, but they hadn't seen each other. So. So that was the idea, and the trick, the hope was to make it a surprise, and it ended up being
totally.
It was so good.
Totally surprised.
So his wife got a limo. That was the first surprise.
Hummer.
Right, a stretch Hummer limo. I managed to scare the driver with the drone. Did you see? I guess you didn't see any of those shots. Yeah, I was waiting for him and spooked him pretty good. He said, so that was the first surprise. And then the second surprise was we showed up at Apolani's, which is a local pub here, and we had dropped off the guys from his old band at the pub, picked up Gavin, my brother, showed up just to stop and get a drink was the premise, and then they were just in there. So that was surprise number 2.
Surprise reunion.
He had an idea about the limo, he said, but he had no idea that he was going to walk in and see his old bandmates in the bar. So that was cool and fun. And then surprise number 3 was to come back here and do we had a video. We put together a video compilation of a lot of his old school friends saying happy birthday and whatever. Matt did the art piece of the night, which we have to link a little piece of that in there, I think.
Yeah,
fantastic
we'll
film noir. Dreamed up the day
that
morning. Dude, so good though. So amazing. Well, we should put a link to that down below, I think, so that people can see the full glory of it. So that was great. It's awesome. Super emotional for Gavin because there was a lot of his high school buddies he hadn't seen in forever saying happy birthday and whatever, and friends and stuff. So that was cool.
That was very cool. I mean, yeah, people I hadn't seen in a while too on there. It was kind of neat. And some people I didn't know, of course, but very heartfelt, like you said, and yeah, he was emotional about that. So
dude,
that was.
And I don't know if we've discussed it, but Matt was photography for the event, and you captured him.
Mm-hmm.
There's a look on his face where he just is like so emotional. It's really good. So that was really cool and overwhelming. And it was funny because he was even saying, I mean, everybody was drinking a little bit. but it was so overwhelming that he didn't even remember half the stuff. He was like, I need to go back and watch
it was
later.
like sensory overload for him. Yeah.
Because then the fourth phase was we came over here from my house next door. The idea was, hey, come see our podcast setup, our YouTube thing, but we had I had gotten his personal drums, and set them up here earlier in the week, and we before the limo took the guys from his band to the bar.
Brought them here.
We tuned up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. None of them were playing on their own gear, except Gavin. But yeah, I mean,
totally. I mean, it couldn't have been any.
And they literally, like we said, hadn't played together in 21 years. So
And they got a couple little riffs together, I guess, because I was
Mm-hmm.
out front when some of that was going down. I didn't really hear much of that. But then when the time came and we came over here, and he opened the door to come in and saw his drums, and it was just like, his brain was melted.
He didn't know what to do.
It was awesome.
Hey, how about what's going on? Here, what are we about to do? Let's get ready to practice, bitch.
Yeah, practice.
Get your ass back there. Get your ass back there. It's time to play, son.
What do you mean is that your drum?
Look at Stuart. Get your shit together. Go get your sticks. Let's play.
We got him to sit behind the set, and he was pretty rusty. He hadn't played in a long time either. But it was magic. Like everybody, when they started playing and it actually kind of clicked, it was just, you could just see it on everybody's face. It was so cool. So it was a chance for us to kind of mess around with some stuff. Both Matt and I were videoing the whole time, and just trying to capture the moment, you know. And I wanted to give him something to really remember and inspire him. Hopefully, he actually has set his drums back up at his house again.
Excellent.
So that's good.
Great.
And I keep sending him videos of stuff, you know.
I managed to sell some of my bass gear to the bass player.
That was a huge win.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, the stack is shorter.
Yeah, it's a little.
now.
It's half.
Yeah, so that was a good time, and it was a sort of a co-effort. Matt put a ton of time and energy into it, but it felt sort of to me like a WWCL thing, you know, kind of us putting our,
Again, backstory. We had that.
Yeah.
I mean, it just kind of fell into place and was something really cool that we could do for Gavin and yeah, the guys in the band who I never really knew any of them before, except I'd met Scott once before, but the rest of them I didn't know. So it was cool to meet them and hang out with them, and yeah, able to give Gavin a really pretty awesome 50th birthday present, I think. So
yeah, and again, thank you for being a part of that.
Of course.
Our family gets pretty loud sometimes, so I think your wife was done pretty early that night. She was checked out, but
yeah, she came in for about a minute while they were playing and then kind of
like, nope.
took off. But yeah,
and I had our buddy from down the street texted and was like, "What's going on? I hear music and stuff." So that was a win, you know, when you get the attention of the neighbors.
well, we're lucky to have good neighbors here because for all the years I've lived here, all my bands have always practiced here, just about, and at all hours of not all hours of the night, but even somewhat not respectable hours of the night. So,
right.
but yeah, they've always been cool about that. So the cops are not called usually, so ever.
Yeah. And this one we actually somehow started it early, so it seemed like it was a fairly early night, an adult rock show, as you said,
right.
so you can get in bed early. But it was a lot of fun and definitely worth the thing. And that's, you know, we've been editing some of the earlier content, and one of the things we were talking about was like not keeping the dream alive. That sounds too cliche, but more of like I guess just kind of pumping yourself back up to do the thing that you love, whether it ends up being something amazing or just something fun.
Right. And
that's what that night was for me, for sure, to watch them just have an absolute blast. And we captured some really cool stuff. Did you see the pic behind the back thing? Did we talk about that?
Mm-mm.
They apparently used to do this on stage, which I've kind of remembered, but Scott and Stuart, during one particular song, would do this little thing where they would like throw picks behind each other's backs and catch.
No, I didn't.
and they did it, and we caught it on video.
Really?
So we actually got it. It's pretty cool.
Strange.
So
I don't remember that.
We'll put that in there too. I think one of them dropped it, but one of them got it, and it was like. So it was a fun moment, and totally worth it. Because again, if nothing ever happens, if it's not some big reunion of the band Crane, it was.
Yeah, it was one night of really cool stuff for sure.
Totally worth it.
Yeah.
The band, by the way, is they're called Crane, and they, like I said, broke up about 20 years ago. But they did some really cool music, and it's sort of like roots rock kind of stuff, I guess.
90s, but yeah, very.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would say grunge. Heavier than grunge.
Scott's got a little bit of that southerniness to him, just the singer.
But it kind of fit to me. It fit with the times too, you know, and And I remember some things I remember about, you know, when I'd see them, because I knew Gavin, of course you, but the first time I met Jackie, Gavin's wife, was at a crane show, and, you know, so, and I don't think they were married, or they were just starting to date or something, but, so that kind of I have old memories of the band from the local clubs and everything. They played a good bit around here, and yeah, they had a pretty good following in the 90s. And
they, you know, just as bands do, they decided to kind of wrap it up. Gavin had just had his son, and so it was just wasn't producing money. We thought about that too, and so it was just kind of one of those things where they decided probably to, you know, not do it as
like every band that every one of us
right. But right around that time, it was a couple months later, the CD that we had produced, which is called The Great Love Conspiracy Sideshow, we'll link that at the bottom too, because they just put it up on Spotify. It's definitely worth listening to.
Yeah.
But that album made its way to a radio station in Charleston, who started playing a song and contacted them and said, "Hey, you know, can you guys come down here and play and whatever?" But they had already broken up at that point. It's always the way it works, you know. But
well, what was also neat that night was in the limo, somebody put it on when we finally got the Bluetooth thing figured out. Played it, and everybody in the place, in the whole limo, was singing along to the songs. Like, yeah. I mean, it was just. I think that was a cool moment for them too.
I hope I got that on tape. Where
I've got pictures. Unfortunately,
he was just like he was blown away. He was like. He was talking to his bandmates. He was like, "Guys, you hear this?"
Yep.
He said, "Everybody's singing."
Yep.
He said, "This is even better than even at a show." You know, but so
yeah, a lot of good moments that night for sure.
Well, anyway, we just wanted to share that with you guys, and we're gonna go out with some Crane. So take a listen to this, and like I said, I'm gonna link it down in the bottom, and smash that.
If you like it, subscribe.
There you go. Thanks for watching.
Thought I knew the punchline before I heard the joke. Guess I gave away the ending at the start of the show. And everything you say, my dear, is so repetitive. Have I hit the bottom yet? I need a